Welcome to America News.
It wants to end the European Union, which it sees as something that thwarts its ability to do corrupt deals, and do bilateral deals in Europe. It wants to end NATO, because it wants the United States and its influence out of Europe. More generally, it seeks to undermine and dislodge liberal democracy wherever it can, partly for practical reasons because Russian companies do business using corrupt methods and it would be more useful to them to do business in states where rule of law isn't so respected and they can bribe people, but I think they also seek to undermine democracy for a bigger reason, namely that democracy rhetoric, or the ideals of rule of law, and freedom of speech and freedom of decision, these are ideals that are undermining for the current Russian regime. It's an oligarchic, corrupt dictatorship, so what it fears the most is people on the streets calling for democracy. So the extent to which it can undermine its neighbors, and undermine their democracies, it's good for them. Then they can point and say, look, democracy is a disaster, it doesn't work for the United States, it doesn't work for Germany, so why should you want it either? The big picture, yes, Putin interfered in the US election in part to hurt Hillary Clinton, and to sow chaos. But with these objectives in mind, he had clear incentives to back Donald Trump. Trump is no Europhile, expressed deep skepticism of NATO on the campaign trail, and his administration has said it will not make advocating for democracy abroad a priority. What Walmart has done right. Cowen analyst Oliver Chen writes in a note to clients that Walmart is expanding its online selection, offering free 2-day delivery on orders of $35 or more, expanding curbside grocery pickup to 900 stores nationwide, and making shrewd acquisitions, like Walmart's recent takeover of Bonobos, that has helped it gain expertise in new categories. Hackers, governors and academics are forging an anti-hacking coalition to protect the voting machines and computer programs that prop up U.S. elections, Reuters reports. The group is forming in light of national concern over the influence of Russian hacking on the 2016 election. The backdrop: in July, hackers at DEF CON in Las Vegas spent 3 days breaking into voting machines and election computers to find bugs. Tuesday, they will announce their findings, which reveal that Russian hacking of U.S. voting machines is possible and probable, for Politico. We're lazy creatures. Dr. Samantha Boardman, founder of Positive Prescription, believes there is a way to take advantage of that laziness to live healthier, stress-free lives. Watch more from Smarter Faster. What changed? Facebook's acknowledgement that Russian agents purchase ads around last year's election is a bit like stealing a car and then accidentally rear-ending a cop. Russia may be the initial bump, but it's liable to spark all sorts of other inquiries into big tech business models and products, with each new hearing or interview increasing DC knowledge of how Silicon Valley and its satellites actually work. Oh, and now it looks like Google might have done something similar. Even if the Russia social media story fades into oblivion, it could create regulatory ripples in everything from privacy to antitrust. Bottom line, this piqued the interest of people who didn't really care about so-called big tech before, says a senior DC rep of a major West Coast tech company. Now they have reason to take out their magnifying glasses. Salt in the wound by spinning off those other units instead. Honeywell is effectively doubling down on aerospace at a time when the pending merger of Rockwell Collins and United Technologies, which Honeywell tried to buy, could make competing more difficult. Early returns: Honeywell shares climbed at the Tuesday open but then dipped a bit. The company opened with a market cap just north of $109 billion. Bottom line from Reuters: Honeywell CEO Darius Adamczyk, like his peers at other industrial conglomerates, has been under pressure to pull apart a portfolio of disparate businesses that includes automotive turbochargers, burglar alarms, and the extra tough boots popular in Alaska's fishing industry. Donald Trump called out Sen. Bob Corker RTN again on Twitter this morning. The failing at Night Times set little Bob Corker up by recording his conversation. Was made to sound a fool, and that's what I am dealing with. Why it matters. This comes one day after the New York Times published a story in which Corker, who has been feuding with Trump since last week, accused the president of treating The Office like a reality show, and claimed he could set the U.S. on the path to World War III. Jonathan Martin, who wrote the story, tweeted that Corker's 2 aides also recorded the conversation and were aware he was recording. Go deeper with a full transcript. Why it matters. The mockery came after several media stories were published over the weekend criticizing the late-night shows for not treating Weinstein with the same disdain as Roger Ailes and Bill O'Reilly when they were in similar situations. Go deeper: how late-night shows treated O'Reilly versus Weinstein. Background from Axios sneak peek on Sunday. Paul spokesman Sergio Gore said the senator has been working with Trump directly for months on expanding AHP's association health plans, which we believe will happen next week. Go deeper: how Rand Paul became the Trump whisperer.